I'm Michael, and in this video I am going to teach you my new and improved method for cutting mangoes. I have another video from a few years before where I taught what I think is still a very good method for cutting mangoes, but I made a new one for those times when people who have mango trees understand this. When the mangoes are coming in, the mangoes are coming in. There are times during mango season where I have a table full of ripe mangoes that need to go in the freezer or dehydrator right away, and I want to get to bed sometime that night. So I developed a new method to prepare mangoes for the freezer or dehydrator faster than my previous method, and I'm going to show that to you now. Another thing was my previous method that involved cutting wedges around and going around the seed doesn't really work on these Maha Chinook mangoes, and my tree started coming into production and I had to figure out something to do with these guys. These I do a little bit more differently than the rounder ones, because for these I start by just snipping off the tip like that, because that kind of gets in the way a little bit. Later I'll show you. So the seed is flat and long. It kind of goes this direction. And what I want to do here is I want to put the tip of my knife on the top side of the seed, but the back of my knife I want to be pointing toward the other side of the seed. So I'll go in kind of right about like that. And it's, I didn't quite hit it. There we go, getting in there. It's a little tricky to get in just the right spot, but I think you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. So kind of come down here, and you see how I've got that angle. Come around the bottom, and you maintain that angle with the tip over the seed and the handle down, and you come over this way and you meet up at the top. And sometimes you may need to go in a little bit and cut the inside a little bit more, but it's kind of something like that. Then you come back around here and basically do the same thing from the other direction. Be careful you don't slice yourself as the knife comes out over there. And then you just kind of come under right there, and then the seed pops out. So it's not perfect. I think I get maybe a tiny bit better. I think I do a tiny bit better getting all of the fruit off of the seed with the other method. But this does a pretty good job. I get all the fruit off of the seed in 2 pieces. Now the next part, instead of having a bunch of wedges that I peel, like in the last, that I cut the skin off, like in the last method, this one uses a spoon. You want a spoon that's got a fairly narrow edge, and you're going to go in along the skin, and you can feel it with your have your fingers on the skin where you're using the spoon, and you feel where the spoon is, and you just go right along the skin, separating the fruit from the skin. Like that. Sometimes I go through, have to be a little bit careful. And there you go. So got the skin and the fruit, and I can just put that whole thing in the dehydrator like that. So I'll show you the other side. My compost bucket. So again, put the spoon in right next to the skin, and feel where the spoon is along the skin with your fingers as you do it. You can also use your palm, whatever's convenient, and you just do a little bit at a time. Don't get too aggressive with it. Go around a few times. It does make a lot of juice come out. So this is, you do make a mess. There we go. And there we are. I got a little piece in there in this. Keep that separately. But yeah, there you go. You have it doesn't make as nice of a presentation if you're cutting up a mango just to eat or to gift to guests, because you have all this, torn up area where the skin used to be. but it is faster. So I want to show that method to you again using a rounder type mango. This is a cack, and as you see, the stem does not protrude, so I can't just knock that off like I did in the other one in the same way. But similarly, I'm going to go where the thin area, or the you know what I mean, the seed is oriented in this direction. Put the knife on the top and angle the handle down. And slowly cut along the seed, feeling the seed with your knife, maintaining contact until you come back up over here, and then it separates. And you've got basically just like that. You come around again, put the knife in here again. And there we have it. You've got the seed with very little fruit left on it, and you have two pieces. They're not exactly in half. One is bigger and one is smaller. And with the cack, there's this little piece over here that has a little bit of tough section. Sometimes we'll cut that out separately. And then you see there's the stem part here. Sometimes that has especially with the Mahashinook, there will be a kind of an unripe hard part right around the stem there. And usually I'll cut that out. So not as big a deal with the cack, but Mahashinook has that piece there that is a little bit hard to use the spoon around, so I cut that out. Around here. We go. Got the skin off and the mango. This one looks like it maybe is getting a little overripe, has some of that dark veins on it. It's probably still good to eat. Do that again. And it's done. Sometimes you get a bit of, an anthracnose spot in there, so you just trim that off, and we're ready. And so I guess you probably got the idea of what this method entails already. I'm going to make the video just a little bit longer by cutting up this massive Valencia Pride, just to show you the same method again, in case anybody wants to see it happen again. So again, the seed is oriented in this plane. Put the tip of the knife about midway through the seed, above the seed, have the handle down, but only as far as you can maintain contact with the seed and the knife. I think I slipped there a little bit. There we go. Move my hand out of the way so I don't slice myself in case the knife pops out there. I went a little bit too much angle there. But there we go. There's that one. And it looks like we got a little bit of decay on the top there, which happens a lot with mangoes, but the rest of it's fine. Go around this way. And sometimes you can just cut that out and go a little bit farther. And there's that. Now I'm going to cut that part out here. And it's gone. This one also has a little bit of that fibrous bit from the side of the seed. I'm going to cut that off too. There. And then you can slice this into wedges like in my other one, method, and skin them like skinning a fish fillet like I showed you in the other video. Or you can use the spoon method again, which is basically just because it's faster. Yeah, this is a very soft mango. It's going quickly. Alright, we have the skin and the mango. Put that over here. Do that again. And there you have it again. So there is my new and improved method for cutting mangoes for dehydrators and freezers and whatever else you want big chunks of mango very fast. And good luck.